A 4-year-old, class-leading 4K dash camera is now replaced by the new modification with front and rear module, superb daytime and nighttime performance, and optional mobile network connectivity module. Is the newer DR900X Plus still the best on the dashcam market? Let's inspect! Hey everybody, really nice to meet you. Michael is my name. On the channel we inspect a lot of cool and interesting tech kits. Today we're going to talk about dash cameras, the finest from the dash camera market. This here is my daily driver for the last 4 years. You heard me right, almost 4 years, each and every day driving. And not only this has survived, it works as brand new, and for the time being used, I've never ever had any issues with it. In fact, this BlackVue DR900S, it's a dual-channel camera, which I have reviewed many years ago, has been not only my daily driver, I use it as a benchmark when comparing other dash camera performance, and you've definitely seen a lot of footage with it in case you follow the channel for quite some time. If you don't, it's a good time to subscribe. Now, I'm saying all of this because since a few months there's the DR900X Plus. It's a slightly revamped edition, but you can see that on the outside they almost look identical. So the point of this video, to assess the quality of the kind of successor DR900X, to see if you already have the DR900S, it makes good sense to invest more money and upgrade to it, or if you're brand new to the dash camera world, whether there really is the best you can buy right now. I'm also going to present you a lot of side-by-side footage. Going to show you some of the new accessories, including the B130X new battery by BlackVue, and generally we want to see what's the current condition of the dash camera world. BlackVue is among the leading dashcam brands worldwide, and they're among the pioneers of most popular dashcam technologies. Apparently, with great reliability, decent software development, good firmware maintenance, and pricing which well matches all of that. Additionally, if you're obsessed with data privacy and concerned about security, BlackVue is a Korean brand which has many times proven that is customer-driven in terms of data privacy attitude. The 900X Plus has been released in late 2021, some of the accessories have appeared throughout 2022, and I'm quite confident that just like it happened with the 900S series, it's going to continue to be relevant for a number of years to come. So, unboxing, recycled cardboard, there ain't be anything too fancy, although just wait for a minute. Here's the front unit. It has inside the system on a chip, hosts most of the functions, and is the main camera as well. As you're going to notice, there are a few ports, one for the rear camera coaxial cable, one for the power input, a micro USB port for data transfer, and a function button. The rear module looks just standard. One thing to highlight is the available LED, which is at the same time discreet and very helpful. It's the only dashcam model that I've had with proper indication about operation of this kind. There's a detailed user guide, read it thoroughly. Car cigar light port power adapter, long coaxial cable for the rear unit, and the hardwire kit. Pretty cool to see this being part of the original package. There are a few more accessories you may want to give a try. The LTE connectivity module, which besides enabling a hotspot inside your car, is also going to let you connect to the dashcam regardless of your location, as long as there's network coverage at both ends, of course. And there also is the PowerMagic B130X Ultra battery, guaranteeing that the dash camera wouldn't drain or excessively consume energy out of your car's battery. It's fairly compact, and given the 96 watt-hour capacity, lets you maintain power feed to the dashcam for considerably longer than the regular power banks, and furthermore, it's designed to survive in the worst possible weather conditions because inside it has lithium iron phosphate cells. But let's go back to the dashcam itself, because it is the originator of most of the footage that you already are watching. There is no display, which means that the DR900X Plus is very discreet, and specs are also very promising. A high-end 8-megapixel image sensor in the front unit. It's powered by a decent system on a chip. The front lens has 162-degree diagonal field of view, records up to 4K 30 frames per second. The rear unit is based on Sony's Cyrus image sensor and operates at Full HD. There is inbuilt dual-band GPS, Bluetooth, a speaker, a microphone, proximity sensor, there's an inbuilt supercapacitor, micro SD cards are supported up to 256GB in terms of size, and there is good software for smartphone and PC both. Specs so far sound really convincing, although if you explore other brands, you might think, okay, I've seen similar specs with other dash cameras at much lower price, and that would be true, partially. Because here we should read between the lines and analyze the whole picture, especially concerning the user experience, because there aren't too many vendors that would measure the actual power consumption of a dash camera and do share this information with you, and BlackVue do through the user guide. Also, there are a bunch of little features which make the whole experience so nice, like this really awesome kind of mount, which I believe is patented. You can also lock the whole dash camera. That happens through a separate mechanism. And also we have some little tweaks, like in here we have a proximity sensor, and if you move your finger at a distance of around 20 millimeters, it's going to trigger and mark a video as read-only. So that's going to mark the video as emergency video, meaning that when the SD card goes full, it will never be deleted. I think the biggest strengths of these dash cameras are the firmware and the software ecosystems, and we're going to explore them, but first I think we should focus on the installation process. When it comes to installing, the planning phase is crucial because you need to decide how you're going to provide power to the dashcam. If parking mode is needed, make sure to use the hardwire kit or the battery pack. Anyhow, find a good spot on the windshield, within the reach of the wipers, so that in case of rain or snow the visibility is still gonna be good, and try to keep it away from your view line of sight. I would also recommend using a film layer between the adhesive and the windshield, because removal is much easier afterwards. A bit of cable management and you're going to be ready in no time. In order to nail the best angle, you're gonna need to connect to the smartphone app and enable the live view. Spoiler alert, thanks to the Bluetooth module, the connection to a smartphone is much easier, and most time the dashcam should automatically get discovered. As it works with most other dashcams, when you start the engine, DR900X Plus automatically goes into recording mode, shut the engine down and the dashcam goes either down or in parking mode, depending on your installation type. And if the card goes full, the algorithms take care of deleting the oldest entries automatically, so that intervention or your attention is not required at all, fully automated. As for video quality, it is almost perfect. 30 frames per second in 4K, around 25 megabits per second in the highest possible mode, and if you zoom in 2 times, there is zero degradation. I feel that even a 4x zoom is okay, and looks like this very detailed footage helps BlackVue to avoid using too strong sharpening that most other dashcams use. Even the colors seem to be quite nice. The rear module also shows decent performance. It is not ideal, and I noticed certain situations where it lacks dynamic range, especially when a strong light source goes straight to the sensor, but overall performance remains strong. If we look at the daytime examples side by side with the older 900S, I do like both of them, but as usual, applying some digital zoom is needed in order to help us to define which has the better, and X Plus clearly shows more details. As for the low-light footage, there is drastic difference already. While the 4-ear Champ is among the best performing 4K units even in low light, the X Plus edition shows a lot better dynamic range, and so far I think it is among the best UHD capable modules I've ever seen, if not the best one. Feels like the ISP is the reason for the so good looking footage, and I feel I'm going to adopt it as a daily driver, at least until I find something clearly better. Comparing to cheaper dashcams, of course, makes good sense, but BlackVue have always been a brand about uncompromised quality, so there would be very few corners cut as opposed to the competition. Believe it or not, I feel that the key strengths of DR900X Plus are not just about the image quality. Firmware and software are in a different league. You notice the stamp BlackVue Cloud. This is a great fit for some enterprise customers. They can store recordings in the cloud and also have real-time tracking of the vehicle, plus the ability to use the LTE module and essentially have link to the car 24/7. Needless to say how important this could be, especially from safety perspective. The smartphone app covers everything you may ever need, including picture tuning, function configurations, downloading the recordings, live view of the front and the rear unit. It's all there and easily accessible. Should you use the B130X battery kit, there is Bluetooth control and details about the charge, the discharging speed, and so on. If you order some of the other accessories, if they are smart, there is a way to control and configure them via the app. But wait, that's not all of it. PC software. Yeah, a viewer with geolocation data, ability to change the settings and export the data that you actually need. That's really nice of BlackVue, especially because of all these customers that do not feel comfortable with the smartphone app, and they can count on most of its features through the PC software, and of course review the recordings on much larger displays. This is the usual microphone test with the BlackVue DR900X Plus. I'm right now driving with around 50 km per hour, and that's the quality from the internal microphone. Perhaps after so many positive things related to DR900X Plus, you may wonder, did I discover any drawbacks? I can actually think of such. In my opinion, the tamper-proof case should have been part of the package because of the high overall price. The use of micro USB port is also a little outdated decision, and maybe BlackVue could have thought about improving the image quality on the rear module even further. Voice commands and ADAS are also missing as compared to some other dash cameras. But given the fact that in the past 4 years I've had zero issues with the DR900S, I really have good feeling about what's coming to be with the DR900X Plus. And I'm definitely switching, mostly because of the improved low light performance, but also because of these nice new little implementations that BlackVue have done with this dash camera. If you already have another BlackVue model, and if any of the key strengths I've just mentioned are really important to you, then yes, upgrading makes good sense. But don't forget that this 4-year 900S model is still very relevant, meaning that the X is going to continue to be competitive for at least another 4 to 5 years. And yes, in my opinion, this is the best dash camera with this shape that you can buy, apparently regardless of the budget, because this is quite expensive. So what do you think? Are you interested in such high-end dash cameras? Would you spend that much money on a dash camera which is not integrated with the car? Or you have other better ideas? Maybe you can share all of that in the comment section below the video. In case you have other follow-up questions, I'll be glad to help. You know how to reach out. And as usual, link to the product, more information about how to support the channel, and some general information about us you can find in the video description area. I'm Michael. It's been a pleasure to prepare this video for you. And if you enjoyed, subscribe. See you soon.